transition period. This period implies an extension of the acquis for a limited period, and this was requested by the United Kingdom. The heads of state and government of the 27 gave a positive response to this request at the European Council of the 15th of December. We've had a mandate from the Council since the 29th of January, and this week we presented it to the United Kingdom. When I met David Davis in London on Monday, and once again in the negotiations in Brussels this week, the United Kingdom insisted that we should reach an agreement in March on this transitional period. At the same time, however, our partners set out a certain number of disagreements which I regard as substantial, in particular on the following points. First, citizens' rights. It's true that the UK recognises that free movement of people would apply fully during the transition period. However, at the end of this transition period, the UK doesn't intend to extend the rights which apply according to the joint report to citizens arriving in the UK up to the date of withdrawal. It doesn't intend to extend these rights to citizens who will arrive during the transition period. That is a major subject for us and also for the European Parliament. About the application of European rules during transition. Here, the UK is asking for a right of objection if it were to disagree with a new rule or a new law which would enter into force during the transition period. Finally, I come to Justice and Home Affairs. Here, the UK wishes to continue to be able to take part in new European policies. This is the idea of opt-in, whereas it's decided to leave these very policies at the end of the transition period. To be frank, I'm surprised by these disagreements. The positions of the European Union are very logical, I think. The UK wants to enjoy the advantages of the single market, the customs union and common policies. It has, therefore, to accept all the rules and the obligations until the end of transition. That's only logical. It also has to accept the ineluctable consequences of its decision to leave the European Union, to leave its institutions and its policies. To be quite frank, if these disagreements persist, the transition is not a given. As I said, time is short, very short, and we haven't a minute to lose if we want to succeed. And we do want to succeed. We want to succeed in this orderly withdrawal. Well, if there's an infringement of European rules during the transitional period, our usual infringement proceedings, which apply today to all the member states, these usual infringement proceedings may take too long and would not therefore be operational. They would not resolve a possible dispute between the UK and the EU during this very short transitional period. That's the reason. It is perfectly normal in an international agreement to provide for effective implementation mechanisms in order to settle disputes. And that is true, for example, of our agreements with Switzerland. And to be totally objective, I should like to recall that traditionally the United Kingdom is a country which faces very few infringement proceedings.